Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's me again. Today, same day, same as yesterday. So, in this case, will be a very short video. This is going to touch on video games, and I thought I would talk about my top 40 list of favorite beat 'em up video games of all time. So, I will start with this. It is going to be a short video. I'm warning you, it's going to be a short video. So, at number 40, it'll be Spider-Man the Arcade. Number 40 will be Spider-Man the Arcade. It's very fun, and you can play as Spider-Man, as Namor, Black Cat, or Hawkeye. Very fun, very nice arcade. And it's filled with many enemies from the Spider-Man lore, which is Venom, Doctor Doom, Kingpin, Lizard, Electro, Doc Ock. So yeah, as Green Goblin. So that's for this. Number 39, Batman Returns, based on the movie of the same name. In this case, I felt like Konami did a great game there. So you had to fight the Penguin, you had to fight Catwoman, and the strong man, and as well as the organ grinder in the movies happened to be bosses as well. So it's like even the person who threatened basically Michelle Pfeiffer, Selena Kyle movie is a boss. So every boss in this case was seen in movies. It was very well adaptation of the movie in a video game. 38 for the Switch, Mayhem Brawler. Very good game with many different endings. This game I would recommend. 37 from Capcom, Battle Circuit. An underrated beat 'em up from Capcom is something you should go out of your way to play. It's very fun, but it's not that long. So I'm warning you there. 36 for the Genesis, Golden Axe 2. So 35, it's a tie between River City Kingdoms 1 and River City Kingdoms 2. They're pretty much the same game in this case, same kind of gameplay. So if you want to, you can play that. Number 34, Street of Rage 3 for the Genesis. I really love Street of Rage 2, and I really like it. The fourth one. The third one, I felt like I didn't like the fact that if you played on easy mode, you can only access the first 5 levels, and then afterwards to be continued. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't basically like leave 1 or 2 chapters of your game for higher difficulty only. I always thought it was bogus when games did it back in the day. It's like, okay, people will replay it if it's easy, normal, or hard, doesn't matter. It's as long as they have fun. They're not gonna they don't like it. Basically, people don't like it when basically you prevent them from playing a video game level, all because it's too easy this time. Just adapt to your customer base and just make it like basically make it sure they can play it anyway. So yeah, that's for Street of Rage 3. Number 33 will be Double Dragon Gaiden on the Switch. It was a fun game, wasn't great, but to me it's easy to pass the time, and I like the fact you can choose which level you want to do first. So which also affects the difficulty in the next level. So I thought it was very nice. Number 33, Golden Axe 3. Surprisingly, I've noticed that people prefer the second one over the third one, but I prefer the third one because it's more of a pure beat 'em up, and you have different paths to go to the end. So that's very interesting. Speaking of different path, 31st is Final Fight 3. You also have different paths in the games, so to get to the end. So that's very interesting there. Number 30 will be Hyrule Warriors. So I thought it was very fun that you take the Legend of Zelda and you put it as a beat 'em up. I thought it was very entertaining. Number 29, Castle Crashers for any platform there. It's very entertaining, light on story, but do you really care there? And there's some throwbacks at some games. Some even call back to Terminator 2 and other movies that jar. So I like it. Number 28 for the Super Nintendo, Combat Tribes by Technos. It was tough at the time, but now when you figure out the pattern, it's not that tough. You just have to be very strategic in your approach how to defeat the bosses and not go basically flying toward the enemy. You just basically have to be strategic, sometimes to pull back, to retreat, pull back, retreat to be the boss. So that's very important. Number 27 for the arcade by Konami, Bucky O'Hare. It seems like in the early to mid 90s, in terms of beat 'em ups, Konami and Capcom ruled the roost, or ruled that kingdom. So that was a very fun beat 'em up, but in this case, it was Bucky O'Hare and his team were basically fighting to rescue their planet. That was very entertaining. 26. It's a recent one. G.I. Joe: Wrath of Cobra. In this case, you could play as Duke, you could play as Roadblock, you could play as Snake Eyes, and I thought it was a very fun beat 'em up, a very fun reminder. This, and it's still in the same style as Shredder's Revenge, and it make me anticipate the next beat 'em up by Toxic Avengers and Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So that's number 26. Number 25, Brawl Brothers. Brawl Brothers will be on my list. It's like from the Super Nintendo. It's a Jaleco beat 'em up, and I thought very entertaining. And this is one I wouldn't mind having a sequel to Brawl Brothers. I thought it'd be very fun, or of that trilogy of Jaleco. I thought it would be very good if it were to happen. Number 24, Return of the Ninja Warriors by Taito. That's an underrated beat 'em up that you should check out. It's very good. In this case, 23 for the Nintendo Switch, Vengeance Hunter. Vengeance Hunters was a beat 'em up that took me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect. I played it. It's very fun. It passes very fast. So yeah. Number 22, Super Double Dragon for the SNES. Number 21st is Double Dragon 3. Yes, the one with one life only. But if you know how to play the game, if you're being strategic about it, apart from the jumping, the side-scrolling part of the 5th level, the last level, and the final boss, the rest is pretty easy apart from those ones, if you know what you have to do. Okay. Number 20, Fighting Rage. An underrated indie beat 'em up that I thought was more entertaining than actually some mainstream beat 'em ups. It's something you should check out if you have the time, and if it's available to you, you should check it out. Number 19, from Konami, the X-Men Arcade. I was close to putting the Simpsons Arcade, but it narrowly misses the top 30 for me, or the 40, sorry, for me. But the X-Men Arcade is definitely a must-play, a must-have if you can play it. It's exhilarated. I think one of the best X-Men game to this day is still X-Men Arcade, the arcade game. 18, Fire Emblem, the Three Hopes. It's done by the same company who does Dynasty Warriors, but that's the game of theirs I actually prefer. I actually also like some Dynasty Warriors, some games there, but I prefer the Dynasty Warriors when you play co-op. When by yourself, it gets repetitive kind of quickly. Fire Emblem, I thought Three Hopes didn't get boring or repetitive quickly, so I really liked it on that level. Number 17, the Night Slasher remake. Number 16, Double Dragon Neon. It's taking Double Dragon and put it basically in an 80s bubble, and kind of satiring, but at the same time a love letter to the Double Dragon. So I thought it was very good, very well done. Number 15, Asterix and Obelix Slap 'em All Part 2. Slap 'em All Part 1 is a bit too long. Slap 'em All Part 2, I think it's the right spot. It knows when to start, when to end, that make the levels too tedious or too long. I thought it was very good. Number 14, to me, to this day, the best Double Dragon game there is Double Dragon Advance. Number 13, River City Girls. That took me by surprise, that game. I thought at first would be a shameless plug to do a spin-off for another series, but actually end up being more entertaining than the River City games to me. So that's for number 13. Number 12, Street of Rage 4. I'm warning you, is the second highest placed Street of Rage on that list. It's very good. It stays faithful to the previous installments, but at the same time install with its own spin. So that's number 12. Number 11. I could put it the Kawabunga edition there, but I thought, okay, they were released as different games, so I'll basically review them as different games. 11 is TMNT, the Hyperstonized. It's basically, a sequel to Turtles in Time, but there's a difference between the two. Turtles in Time is a shorter levels, it's not as tough. This one has longer levels, and it's a bit faster, but the graphics are not as well done, and the music is not as appealing as the one, but it's like, to me, it's still a very worthwhile sequel. There's a very worthwhile sequel that was for the Genesis. Konami did a great job on this one. Now we're cracking in the top 10. Number 10, Peacekeepers from Jaleco. Number 9, Violent Storm, an arcade from Konami. This is basically the closest thing they get to Final Fight that they could, and even then there was it's kind of a parody of Final Fight at times. And some music, some boss music, even integrates some previous work of Konami's, such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you listen to the music, you'll understand. Number 8 from Capcom, Knights of the Rounds. Number 7 from Technos, River City Girls 2. Whatever the first one did, the second one did even better. The music's awesome. Yes, we said, I think it's Megan McGee. We did the music. It's awesome. It gets you in the mood, and it's like something you can even listen to outside the game. 6 is a tie between TMNT 2 and TMNT 3 on the Nintendo. Now we're getting to top 5. Top 5. In this case, TMNT Shredder's Revenge is number 5 for me. I think it's the best modern beat 'em up there is right now. Okay, it's like very passionate. It's done with passion project, and also faithful to the earlier TMNT games. So I think this is very, very, very appealing. It's appealing for both casual gamers and diehard gamers. So that's the most recent beat 'em up on that list. Number 4, Street of Rage 2. What else can we say? It's a quintessential beat 'em up. Damn it! And the music's awesome, and you probably played it, so I don't need to go more on this one. Number 3, on the top 3, Captain Commando. Both the arcade and SNES, I love them. Number 2, my favorite Capcom beat 'em up is still Final Fight 2. So can be tough, but if you know the strategies, well, it's a game worth having, keeping, and playing. And if you don't have it, to buy. And number 1, as you probably could deduce, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the SNES. It's one of the few games that exist. I actually thought that the arcade is not nearly as good as the SNES version. They keep sometimes, I know that it was so good that Ubisoft tried to remake that one, but they, in their mistake, tried to remake the arcade version rather than the SNES version. And it did not need to be in 3D. You can just redo some of the graphics and keep it in 2 dimensions. That would have been better. So those are my opinion for the top 40 beat 'em up, the top 40 beat 'em up games of all time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. On that note, have a good day. Bye.